Murder trial continues.
And passengers on a bus are injured. I'm Caitlin Connon.
And I'm Aubrey Call, and welcome to your Public Eye News at 4. The murder trial of Kenneth Peters continued on Wednesday morning in Gogebic County Court. A medical expert was called to the stand to discuss the state of the victim, Ethel Grenza Peters, at the time of her death. A toxicology report revealed a 0.1% alcohol level in her system. Doxylamine, an antihistamine used as a sleep aid, was also discovered, along with 55 milligrams per milliliter of lorazepam, an anti-anxiety drug that drops a half-life every 12 hours in millimeters. Therefore, if the victim ingested it and passed away 48 hours later, she most likely had approximately over 700 milligrams per milliliters present, and toxicologist Benedict Kuskelix says that 140 to 240 is a typically normal level for the drug. He also says that high levels of lorazepam are very similar to alcohol, and that it was unusual to find traces when the victim did not have a prescription. The Marquette Senior High School Drama Club is putting on Arthur Miller's The Crucible Thursday through Saturday night at Kauffman Auditorium. The Crucible was written in 1952, and it's also a parable about the Joe McCarthy witch hunts of the early 1950s, according to director Marty Martello. Martello says, quote, "There are quite a few parallels between the two times, so you can see them in the show," end quote. Martello leads the cast of 21 students. Many of them have studied The Crucible in English classes. The show starts at 7 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Kauffman Auditorium. Tickets will be available at the door or in advance through NMU Easy Tickets outlets. Admissions is $12 for the general public and $6 for students and seniors.
Passengers on a public bus have informed police that they were hurt after the bus hit a car that drove through a stop sign. Public Information Officer Dan Donikowski says none of the injuries appear life-threatening. The driver of the car missed the stop sign at about 8:50 this morning when it was hit by the Department of Transportation bus on Detroit's west side. The bus driver lost control after the collision and hit a tree. The accident is currently under investigation. According to officials in West Michigan, flooding from the Muskegon River caused more than $6 million in damage to 50 homes in Newaygo. The flood, which started last Thursday, washed out 24 roads, which have remained closed. Newaygo County's Director of Emergency Services, Abby Watkins, says it's not known how much road repairs will cost. Water levels on the Muskegon River below the Croton Dam crested at 11.1 feet on Friday, which is more than 2 feet above the flood level. The county plans an informational meeting where flood cleanup kits will be handed out at 7 p.m. tomorrow at Newaygo High School.
Michigan lawmakers are poised to take significant steps forward in passing the next state budget. The Republican-controlled House on Wednesday is planning to approve its entire spending plan for state government, along with schools and colleges. The GOP-led Senate is expected to okay about half of its budget plan and follow with the rest later. The moves will set the stage for negotiations in May with a goal of finishing up by June. Republicans so far have no plans to back Governor Rick Snyder's call to make more residents eligible for government-funded health insurance. They also oppose his calls for higher gasoline taxes and license plate fees to maintain roads. If Medicaid isn't expanded, legislators won't be able to use about $100 million in savings for other budget priorities. And Democrats on the State Assembly's Natural Resources Committee are questioning the need for a bill that would create a woodchuck hunting season. Representative Andre Jacques, a Des Peres Republican, has introduced a measure that would remove woodchucks from Wisconsin's protected species list and establish a hunting season that would run nearly year-round. The Natural Resources Committee held a public hearing on the bill Wednesday. Jacques told the committee that people should be allowed to defend their property from burrowing woodchucks. And after the break, we'll have your national and international news. Stay tuned.
Hope and heartbreak, risk and redemption. Join us for the New York Philharmonic's shimmering new production of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Carousel, starring Kelly O'Hara, Nathan Gunn, John Cullum, and Stephanie Blythe. Next time on Live from Lincoln Center.
Friday evening at 9 on Public TV 13.
Welcome back. Testimony resumes in Jodi Arias' murder trial, with the prosecution calling rebuttal witnesses ahead of closing arguments. The defense rested last week but hopes to get the judges to allow another witness. An ex-girlfriend of the man Arias says she killed in self-defense testified Tuesday that with her, the victim was never abusive. Arias' lawyers have portrayed her as a domestic violence victim. Arias says her one-time boyfriend physically abused her and then that on the day she died, she feared for her life. Authorities say that she planned the attack in a jealous rage. Arias faces a potential death sentence if convicted of first-degree murder in the June 2008 killing of Travis Alexander at his suburban Phoenix home. Testimony continues Wednesday afternoon. And the neighborhood near the finish line of the Boston Marathon is reopened to the public. Also today, thousands of police officers are gathered to honor the officer of the marathon bombing suspects allegedly gunned down. Randall Pinkston is in Boston with the latest details.
Vice President Joe Biden is joining an estimated crowd of 10,000 people at a memorial service for Massachusetts Institute of Technology police officer Sean Collier. Law enforcement officials from around the country are on the campus of MIT, along with students, teachers, and staffers. Authorities say Collier was sitting in his patrol car when Boston Marathon bombing suspects shot and killed him because they wanted to steal his gun. The investigation into the bombing suspects moved to southern Russia. A team from the U.S. is questioning the parents of the Tsarnaev brothers. Russian intelligence officers also have questions. Secretary of State John Kerry says the U.S. is grateful for Russia's cooperation.
President Obama was very gratified to receive the call from President Putin. President Putin offered help and assistance.
The blocks around the bombing sites reopened overnight. Cars and trucks are flowing again on Boylston Street. The area is returning to normal, but some of the businesses impacted by the bombing are still boarded up. 19-year-old bombing suspect Johar Tsarnaev is now listed in fair condition as he recovers from gunshot injuries after his shootout with police. Family members say a friend, known only as Misha, radicalized the older brother, Tamerlan. Investigators also discovered Tamerlan, who died in last week's shootout, bought 48 mortar shells at a New Hampshire fireworks store in February. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Boston.
People magazine has named Gwyneth Paltrow as the world's most beautiful woman for 2013. The 40-year-old actress tops the magazine's annual list of the world's most beautiful woman, announced Wednesday. Commenting on her selection, Paltrow says, quote, "Around the house, I'm in jeans and a t-shirt. I don't really wear makeup," end quote. She credits her workout routine for keeping her looking young and feeling strong. Paltrow is married to Coldplay rocker Chris Martin. They have 2 children, Apple, age 8, and Mosage, age 7. And it was a close call for some joggers in Brooklyn on Wednesday. A busy morning at the Deli and Smoke Shop in Park Slope quickly turned into a scramble to survive. CBS New York has more.
Captured on camera, a busy morning at the Deli and Smoke Shop in Park Slope quickly turned into a scramble to survive.
Sound like a bomb.
When this white van slammed into the entrance, inches away from hitting 2 joggers who sprinted away. Though clearly shaken, the women go back to help. Nasser Alafad was behind the register at the time, along with several customers. Outside, shattered glass from the door and window sprayed the sidewalks.
I was scared. The customers was scared. The guy who was outside was scared. Everybody was shocked.
Police say this navy blue van clipped the white van, which careened into the building. Witnesses say the driver of the white van was traveling northbound on 5th Avenue when it collided with the dark one going eastbound on 9th Street. They say the driver of that vehicle sped through a red light.
She ran the red side. The other car hit this car and go straight to the store.
It's impossible, you know, it's amazing. So I can't believe this has happened like this.
The owner of the store is surveying the damage, hoping to rebuild the family business of 20 years soon.
Of course we're gonna lose business. You can see it right away. But it happened, you know. The main thing is, you know, everybody's alive. That's the main thing. Thank God.
He says he can't believe no one was seriously hurt, especially after watching this video showing such a close call.
An Italian artist has decorated the Louvre Museum's iconic glass pyramid for the first time with a message about capitalism. Michelangelo Pistoletto, one of the world's leading conceptual artists, covered one panel of the pyramid with a 3-looped infinity sign made of mirrors. The artistic gesture is aimed at showing politicians the follies of excess that led to the financial crisis. Pistoletto said that politicians should look at themselves in the mirror and learn to take responsibility for the terrible mess and think of the infinite future ahead for humanity. This is the first time an artist has worked on the outside of the pyramid. And after the break, we'll have your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
Tune in Saturday night at 11.
And welcome back to your Public Eye News at 4. I'm Dorsey Sprouse with the weather. If you'll take a look behind me at the campus of Northern Michigan University, it looks like the sun might have went behind a couple clouds, but apart from that, it's been sunny all day and warm. Right now, the temperature is at 43 degrees, north wind blowing at 8 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure holding steady at 29.88 inches. Tonight, you're looking at some more clouds, some rain, a low of 32 degrees, and a south wind blowing at 7. Earlier in the morning, that rain is going to turn into snow, but the snow should melt pretty quickly after the morning snow. A high of 44 degrees tomorrow, and a northwest wind blowing at 10 miles per hour. Taking a look at the area around us, you'll see that it's mostly sunny and a little partly cloudy throughout most of the Upper Peninsula. It's 40 and cloudy in the Sioux, 46 and cloudy in Manistee, 43 and sunny in Escanaba, 48 and cloudy in Menominee. It is 48 and sunny in Iron Mountain, 43 and cloudy in Ironwood, 34 and sunny in Houghton, and back here in Marquette, it is 43 and sunny. Let's take a look at your next 3 days. On Friday, you were looking at some rain showers, a high of 54 and a low of 41. On Saturday, you're looking at partly cloudy skies, a high of 60 degrees, a low of 46. And on Sunday, it's going to get a little warmer, partly cloudy skies, a high of 62 and a low of 50. So it looks like the weather's finally starting to heat up. It's going to be great to see some of the new weather again, but I hear that's not the only new thing.
That's right. Cleveland Cavalier fans are happy today, Dorsey.
Oh, really?
As they have re-signed their former head man Mike Brown to a 5-year, $20 million deal. He was released by Cleveland following the 2010 season after they fell short of an NBA title to the Boston Celtics. Brown signed a 4-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers before the 2011-2012 season, but was released earlier in the 2012-2013 campaign after a 1-4 start. Cleveland was not Brown's first option, though, as he rejected a coaching offer from the Phoenix Suns. Since the Cavs released Brown, the Cavs have failed to reach the playoffs and have a record under Brian Scott of 64 and 166. The NBA draft is just over 24 hours away, and fans are anticipating their teams, wondering who they're going to draft. Kansas City Chiefs select first, and most scouting reports suggest they will take Texas A&M offensive tackle Luke Joeckel or Central Michigan University's offensive tackle Eric Fisher. Although not considered a strong skill player class, the draft shows a lot of linemen being taken in the top 10. The Packers will pick in round 1 at number 26. The Vikings pick at number 23. Bears will select at 20, and the Lions begin the NFC North selection with number 5. The NFL draft will begin at Thursday night at 8 p.m. on ESPN. And Tiger fans are having mixed feelings today as Jose Valverde has been brought up to the Tigers. Better known as Pape Grande, Valverde was called back up from Class A Lakeland team Tuesday and signed a 1-year deal. The Tigers sent down right-handed pitcher Brian Valverde to AAA Toledo to make room for Valverde on the 40-man roster. In 206 games, as a Tiger, he has pitched 204 innings with a 7-12 record and 110 saves in 118 chances.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us today here at Public Eye News.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.